Christmas! And yes, I know I wasn't wearing a Santa hat in the last video, but don't at me. It is Christmas Day. And boy, what am I going to do on Christmas Day for this very special episode of Disneydude? Well, I was planning to do the Star Wars holiday special, but that didn't work out how I expected it to be. So, I decided to do something a little simpler to save time. How about which fun fact was going to be my original plan, the top 10 Disney Christmas specials. Now, what will qualify as a Disney Christmas special to be on this list? Well, it had to either be a movie or a TV special / TV episode that is either A, made or owned by Disney, and B, well, Christmas related. Those are the only two rules. Anyway, on with the countdown. Number 10 will have to go to Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire, the first ever episode of The Simpsons. The episode is about Bart getting a tattoo, but the family blowing all the money for Christmas shopping on getting the tattoo removed. But it also turns out that Homer didn't get a Christmas bonus, so there's absolutely no money for Christmas. To solve for this, Homer goes ahead and gets a job as a mall Santa. But when the pay doesn't end up too well, he ends up betting all the money that he has left on a little dog named Santa's Little Helper in a dog race. The dog ends up losing, but he ends up bringing the dog home, and that ended up being just enough for the Simpsons to have a great Christmas. This episode shows that just because it's not big and flashy, or that's not a lot, it could still be a real great present. And it could be something for everyone to love and cherish for about 12 years because he's a dog. Or should I say 30 years because it's The Simpsons. Dear Lord, it's been 30 years. Wow. But the reason this episode's at number 10 is because it does suffer from being the first episode of a TV show. The animation's choppy, the jokes don't always land, the characters aren't as defined, and you can definitely tell that the show is still trying to find its fitting. But, nonetheless, it's still a really well-made episode, and one that I can't help but to watch. Number 9 will have to be the 2009 animated version of A Christmas Carol. Now, this movie is, A Christmas Carol. Now, what I want to focus on for this segment are mainly 3 factors. And the first one being Jim Carrey as Scrooge. He actually does a pretty decent performance. When you initially think of Jim Carrey being Ebenezer Scrooge, you'd think, oh god, that's gonna suck. But no, he actually does a pretty good job with the performance. Now, he was also cast as all the ghosts, which the same actor being the ghost... The same actor of Scrooge playing the ghost actually sounds like a pretty interesting idea. The Ghost of Christmas Past has this weird Irish accent or something like that, and it's just odd. Well, he does the Ghost of Christmas Present actually very well. It kind of reminds me of his performance of The Grinch, to be honest. The other thing I'd like to talk about is, of course, the motion capture animation. Now, in my opinion, I think this is the best that the studio, Image Movie Digital, has ever brought us in terms of an animated movie that's nothing but motion capture. Now it looks very beautiful, and the backgrounds actually look really well detailed. And some of the characters look all realistic, and some look kind of cartoony, stylized, which I like, a good blend. Other Disney films have done that before, so complaining that this one is inconsistent would just be weird. And the third thing that I'd like to note, which is probably the most famous factor about this movie, is that it's dark as frick. Now, A Christmas Carol is already kind of dark, but this one is just, like, so freaking dark. Like, in every other version, like, when the Ghost of Christmas Present leaves, it's already a dark scene. But this one is just cranks it up to 11 in the darkness. It's just, wow. Okay, I know this might sound weird, or look weird, but in order to save time and to make my deadline, I decided to do, like, some of the video entries in this video in, like, the sort of vlog style. Yeah, no double takes, just me saying what's on my mind, and yeah. So number 8, I decided to go with Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. This is an anthology movie that features 3 stories about various Disney characters. The first one is on Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and they basically wish that Christmas would happen every day. And if you've seen it before, that's the thing. Each segment in this film pretty much takes like a classic story, really, that you may have seen in some other holiday special, and does it with Disney characters and really well. In the Huey, Dewey, and Louie story, they pretty much just no one around them is aware that Christmas is happening all the time. They're the only ones aware of it, and they start to get sick of it, so they start sabotaging it. But eventually, they decide to, not sabotage it and do more for Christmas aside from just playing with their presents. And I like that a lot. The next one is about Goofy and Max. And Max is a lot younger than he was in Goof Troop, and especially in a Goofy movie. I said movie. Goofy movie. But he has to be young in order for the story to work. It's about believing in Santa Claus. It's supposed that Santa isn't real, but Goofy still believes in Santa Claus. So Max tries to cheer Goofy up. So earlier, Max is having doubts about Santa. Goofy tries to cheer Max up, but later, Goofy is having doubts about Santa, and Max tries to cheer Goofy up. The thing is that they do answer whether or not Santa exists in this world. So, spoiler, he does exist in the world of Goof Troop. And, yeah, it's alright. It's good. The final one is a Mickey Mouse cartoon where he's just trying to get a Christmas present for Minnie, and Minnie is hoping to get a Christmas bonus so that she can get a present from Mickey. And, basically it's the type of situation where the character has to sell something that he or she really cares about to get something for their lover, But lo and behold, they end up buying something for the thing they ended up selling because they care so much about the other person. Now, Mickey and Minnie are just the perfect people to do with these. They're the perfect characters to do with this sort of story because they're so innocent and nice and just lovable that it makes you wonder how it took them this long to do the story. And there's lots of Easter eggs for classic Disney fans to spot out. Now, would I watch this special every year? Not really, but it seems that every year I always like spot it on Freeform. I actually the only reason I ended up watching it this year because as a Christmas party at my church ended up playing it in the background. They played the sequel too. They played it on Disney Plus when they could have played like the Home Alone movies or anything like that. Like what the heck? So yeah, that's Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas, and I like it. So hey, Editor Ryan here. So I could not just figure out what to put for number 7, and I don't have the time to watch a brand new holiday special. So I just decided out of the blue to just include like Star Wars. Because, well, Star Wars, for whatever reason, Star Wars has become pretty much a Christmas tradition at this point because the movies have been like released in December, with the exception of Solo, and like most of the snowy planets. Like when you really get down to it, most of the planets in Star Wars are either they're deserts or really really snowy. Yeah, that's pretty much most of the planet. And I'm not including the Star Wars holiday special. But it just Star Wars in general has just become like a Christmas tradition for a lot of people. When it just Star Wars and Christmas just go together so well. And besides all the different Star Wars Christmas merch that's passed around and everything, it just makes you like feel so good. You can watch Star Wars literally any time of the year. It just Star Wars and Christmas just go together really well. It's just a Christmas tradition for a lot of people. I'm just rambling on, so let's move on to number 6.